Cleveland, this is for you. Oh.
So I got a question. Oh, what's in that cup? Is it water?
Mm-hmm.
B.
Oh.
Shot light
is on.
Shot light is on. Hey.
Shot light is on, B.
Yes.
Shot light on, man.
Shot light is on. I like that. I got a question for y'all. When was the first black NFL head coach hired?
1921.
1921? Did he say 1921?
When was it?
Wait. Hold on, let me think. Good gracious. I would say
you want to redo on your answer?
19.
Who, me? No.
94.
I'm sticking with mine.
Wait, what? Say that again, BJ.
90. No, that's late. It'll probably be 91.
You said 91?
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, wait. Wait. Big C.
I did my research, sir.
Big C.
I did my research.
What?
Big C. Good stuff.
I did my research, sir.
Good stuff, Big C. Oh, Fritz Pollard.
Thank you.
Fritz Pollard.
And who was he the coach of?
Wow.
The Akron Pros?
Absolutely.
The Akron Pros.
Ohio. From Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. That's
what did the
crazy.
Akron Pros eventually become?
No clue, B. No clue.
I don't know either.
I ain't dig that deep.
Hey,
I have no idea.
Hey, Big C, good stuff, because I asked you that before I looked it up. When you said 1921, I'm like, oh, he crazy. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's a perfect segue.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get into this, guys. So let's talk about the Rooney Rule. And I want to talk about it because in 2017, there were 7 black coaches. Things were looking up. You know, we had 7 black coaches, 32 teams. I know the percentage is still low, but still 7 black coaches. We looking like progression. It's 2022, and we have 1 black coach, and that 1 black coach hasn't had a losing season. Now I'm gonna need help on this one, guys. I was trying to get a definitive number. Executive positions, general managers or president of operations. I kept seeing 3. Okay, so 3 is correct. Now, who are the 3? I'm gonna throw these names out and tell me if I'm right. I know 1 is in Miami.
Well, you know 1.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Andrew Berry.
Yeah.
Andrew Berry for the Browns. Now, is Martin Mayhew one of them for the Washington football team, or is that incorrect?
That's 2.
Okay, that's 2.
Sure.
And is the 3rd guy Chris Greer for the Dolphins?
Not sure.
I don't think that one's right.
Chris Greer for the Dolphins. He's been there since 2016.
What is he? The GM?
General manager.
Is he?
Yeah, because
I thought the GM was.
Because everybody was talking about the Dolphins like, yeah, they got a black GM and black head coach.
They did at one point in time. You're correct.
Well, yeah, until they
he was gone with this firing.
No. He didn't get fired. He still
No. Well, if that's the case, then that might be true. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, don't.
But we know it's 3.
Yeah, don't quote me.
Well, I know it's 3. I just ain't down further into it.
Exactly. So yeah, one black coach, 3 black general managers. You guys heard that the NFL updated the Rooney Rule during the season? Did you, BJ?
No, I didn't hear that. What was it?
You didn't hear it? Okay, so I took a screenshot of it. So
Yeah, I just think it's now they just got to interview 2
yeah, an expansion of
minorities.
the ruling rule that requires clubs to interview at least 2 external minority candidates now instead of the 1 previously. Troy Vincent has spoken about this. He said that the percentage is too low. We're trying to work hard. I'm paraphrasing. We're trying to work hard on the progression of black coaches being able to sustain jobs, and why other candidates or other coaches get to keep their jobs longer, etc. So I'm gonna let BJ. I'm gonna let you dive in first. Does the Rooney Rule work?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to get into all the facts like you guys just brought up. I'm just going to speak it from what it's supposed to do. Obviously, we understand that when you live in an old boy network, if you're always interviewing your buddies on the golf course, if you're always interviewing the buddies you go to the bar with and all that good stuff, you're only going to ever hire them because typically you're not going to travel in the same circles as some potential black head coaches. So the Rooney Rule is like, hey, we got to at least put some guys in front of you so that, hey, you may not see them on the golf course. You may or may not know who they are, but at least once you interview them and they sell you on themselves and they sell you on what they can bring to your program or bring to your team, okay, you might be inclined to hire them. So we get what it was supposed to do. The problem is we still live in a world where the old boy network is still going to win. These rich billionaires are going to work with people they're familiar with. And listen, I get it. I understand it. If I know you, if I've worked with you and I've seen you and I've golfed with you and I know this, or I have a relationship with a guy who has a relationship with you, okay, I get it. I understand that. They're always going to try to pick the people that they can kind of sort of work with. However, the Rooney Rule, we know it doesn't work, but I don't know what the solution is. That's what I'm trying to get to. If we don't have the Rooney Rule, at least we get some black head coaches whose name get out there, even if it's just on paper. Oh yeah, we interviewed what's the Tampa Bay Byron Leftwich. Yeah, okay, we interviewed him so that we can check our box mark off our box. But we never had any intentions on hiring him. But because of this Rooney Rule, I gotta bring him in because y'all told me to. So I'm saying all this to say it's not working. But what's the solution? What can we put into its place so that we can make sure that these guys not only get hired, but like Troy Vincent said, they can stay for the long term. Now, one of the things that people get mad about is when these head coaches get fired. And I got to say, listen, we all know every Black Monday after a season ended, when it was a bunch of white coaches, they got fired too. So we all know 6 or 7 head coaches are going to be fired every Black Monday at the end of the season. Some will be white, some will be black. So as soon as you get in this coaching carousel, don't expect that you're just going to keep the job. I understand that a person like Flores did not deserve to be fired. But if you're a black head coach and you're not performing up to standards, you probably will be a part of that 6 or 7, like some of the white folks are, that will be fired every year. So I don't want us to harp on that. What I do want to know is, what's the solution? How can we get black head coaches in here without a Rooney Rule? So although I know you guys might say, let's get rid of it, but what we going to put into its place? And that's my comment on it.
All right, before we continue, Deiron, what up, man?
What's up, big guy?
What up?
What up? What up?
Been a while. What you got in that cut, man?
Hey, shot lights on, bro. Shot lights on.
Shot lights.
Right, so
I ain't got one yet.
Okay.
Wait on it.
You got time. You got time.
we in the middle of talking about the Rooney Rule right now. Since it's been instituted, 27 of 127 head coach vacancies has been filled by African Americans.
27 out of how many?
27 out of 127 head coaching vacancies have been filled
we got different info. But go ahead.
Okay, so that's 21%. So that's not a good number. So let me bring in another sport. So how many the percentage of baseball players that are black? What would you guess if you had to put a percentage on it right now? Black baseball players.
12.
Are we
Okay,
counting our
12%.
Latino brothers? Are we counting our
Right.
No.
Latinos and
Just black. Just
That's
black.
black.
you're just
12.
talking about for the United States?
Yeah, give me a number, Big C.
Hey, .92.
All right. So 10% of MLB players,
I was
you
close.
said 12, good call, are black. 10%, right?
Really?
Yeah, 10%. In the NFL, 70% of NFL players are black. The MLB has 2 black managers, and the NFL has 1 black head coach. So that's just that discrepancy to me is just a little awkward and odd that the NFL, yeah, there's his cup. The NFL has 70% of players, and the MLB has 60% less, only 10%, and they have more teams, African Americans leading their teams. So,
Oh, excuse me.
I just feel like you got guys like Eric Bieniemy, you got Byron Leftwich, you got Todd Bowles, you got these candidates, Leslie Frazier from Buffalo. You got guys that's been on the market for a while. They'll get an interview, and that'll be it. But you got guys like Mike McCarthy, Doug Peterson. I can think of some more, but they'll get fired, and then right after they get fired, immediately, boom, right back in leading another team.
So
I
your
don't know,
answer
like,
is yes. Then the Rooney Rule works because of the access.
does the Rooney Rule work? You saying I'm
Yes.
saying yes?
Yes.
No, I don't feel like they have the access.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
that means you need the Rooney Rule to help
I
give
mean,
them the
but
access.
the Rooney Rule has been in place, and it hasn't been effective. Like I said,
Okay.
in 2017, that was a great year. We had 7 black coaches. That was a great year. But since then, what has happened? We've gone down to 2. I mean, we've gone down to 3, then to 2, now 1. I mean, yeah, we have 3 black general managers in the NFL, but it's still 32 teams. The percentages are just, it's just that discrepancy's there. So Big C, go ahead.
Man, you took a long time just to say that it doesn't
Maybe.
work.
No,
But
it doesn't.
at the end of the day, so here's the thing. On paper, the Rooney Rule does work because it puts a black candidate in front of the owner. So in essence, it does work. Is it effective? Hell no. That's the key, and that's the problem. And B, you're right. How do you change it? You don't. And it's unfortunate, but here's my thing. So if you've ever been in a managerial position or a role, and I've interviewed people, and I don't care if you got a PhD, MBA, a bachelor's, none of that matters if you don't have what? The experience. So yeah, give me someone that has head coaching experience over this offensive coordinator, the defensive coordinator. That's a strike against you. Give me the guy that has head coaching experience. Now, I think the Rooney Rule stinks. I don't think it. Well, I don't think it's doing what it was supposed to do. But when you are asking an owner to put a $500 billion corporation in the hands of basically somebody that's just been a head coach, not a head coach, but an OC or a DC,
But
yes.
that's what the league is full of.
But no. B, but we'll go back to you. If I'm an OC, but I'm golfing with the owner, yeah, it's apples and oranges. But if I'm the enemy and I'm going line dancing after work, and yeah, it's apples and oranges, bro. So
I got you. But
yes,
you're saying,
so
go ahead.
no. You said what you say?
No. You were saying your quote was, "I want to hire a head coach who's been a head coach." And my point is, I don't think that's how the NBA works. Not NBA, NFL works. They're going to get the next, what they think now in this time frame, as the next brilliant mind. Do I have a brilliant mind who could come in here and manage this team in some fashion?
And let me say this. So and let me say this. And if you want to do the research on it, let me know, and then we'll talk about it on the next podcast. How many retread head coaches are there in the NFL? And how many has there been over the years? Iliyaas, you even said it. Yeah, somebody losing a job the next cycle, he gets another head coaching position. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not saying I don't agree with it. Yeah, give these other young guys ahead. I mean, give them a shot at it. Why not? You never know. And then here's another thing with the black head coach. And if you think about it, and Iliyaas, I had to look at my stats. And yours was probably right. I don't know. I did mine from the inception of the Rooney Rule. It's been 108 head coaches, and only 21 were minorities. So that's my bad. I'm talking about since the inception of the Rooney Rule. I think you did it over the lifetime of the NFL, I'm guessing. But whenever there is a black head coach, whenever there's a black coach that gets the head position, the team is usually crap. So we'll give you this until we find somebody else. Get your feet wet, and then we'll move on. Hell, my man from Tennessee, placeholder, they did him wrong. I get it. I guess they said, "Hey, man, you're gonna take this job, and we just looking for somebody else. You just gonna hold the fort down." But on average, I want y'all to figure this one out. Black head coaches, what's the average years that they spend as a head coach?
2.
Probably 6 months.
2.5. I'm gonna take the under.
2.8. 2.8, man. Well, you know what, B? That would be half. That's 8 games. Fuck it, it's half. 2.5. 2.5 seasons as a head coach. You can't get anything constructive. You can't get anything going on in that amount of time, especially if you're taking over a bad team. So, the black head coach, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You'll get the head coaching position, but you got Jacksonville without the #1 draft pick. You got the Browns who stink up the joint. So, I mean, it's a catch-22, man. So, unfortunately, this is the world we live in. The Rooney Rule actually does work, but the effectiveness behind the rules stinks to the high heavens, man.
You had to bring the Browns into it being playing stinky, huh?
Hey,
Jesus
man.
Christ. You could have brought any team in, but you had to bring you got the Jets out there.
I know. But I follow the Browns. I follow the Browns, man.
There's a lot of teams out there that was worse than the Browns, you know what I'm saying? But
I understand, but we had 2 black head coaches, and neither one of them last long.
That's true. You say that, though. you just brought the Browns in that they played stinky. So, does the Rooney Rule? I'm sorry. Does the Rooney Rule work? Sure, it does. The purpose of the Rooney Rule is to put a black person in front of a white person and say, "Hey, are you qualified enough to do this job?" And that black person in front of that white person says, "Yes, and here's why." So it works. Now, do we get the results that we want? Maybe not. I doubt it. However, it works. Eventually, the NFL will have to do something about that because it just sucks that black coaches get the wrong end of the stick when it comes to developing teams. I mean, the guy down in Miami, Brian Flores, should not have been fired. He really got a raw deal. David Culley, I think is his name David, first name David?
Yeah, David.
Yeah.
David Culley, he shouldn't have been fired. I mean, he came in. It was turmoil in the organization already. Didn't know if Deshaun Watson was going to be the starter. Didn't even know if Deshaun Watson was going to be on the team. So he came into an influx situation, have a starting quarterback, none of that. And I feel like what they did, despite of all that, I mean, that was great. I didn't think they would win the game. I thought they would have been worse than the Lions, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and he got fired. I mean, they get the wrong end of the stick, and that's what I have an issue with. I don't have an issue with the Rooney Rule as it stands. They may need to expand the Rooney Rule. I'm sorry. They may need to expand it and maybe give guys a better shot at a job. But how can you really do that? You know, the general manager's job's on the line too when you hire these guys. So he's looking for the best guy that he feel like can do the job. And most of the time that's somebody he knows, somebody he's previously worked with, as opposed to somebody that's already had experience. And then you got the history between the guy that's being interviewed as well. So I think it's a lot that goes into it, but the Rooney Rule does work. It's just not very effective. And I don't like that they trying to make it and give incentives to teams to hire a black coach. Now, that I don't like. It has to be genuine. It has to be honestly, if I'm going to work for you, I want to work for you because you want me, not because you get this, that, and the other, or whatever, just because I'm on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin deserves to still be there. Let's just be honest. Mike Tomlin deserves to still be a Pittsburgh Steeler. He does. I mean, say what you got to say. Go ahead, BJ.
No, go ahead. Finish your point. I was gonna come to that.
I mean, it's just my opinion. I feel like he deserves to still be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, how many black coaches deserve to still, like, did Hugh Jackson deserve to remain in Cleveland Brown head coach? You know
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, Byron Leftwich, deserves a shot, and Eric, I can't say his last name.
The enemy.
You know, AFC. Eric, the enemy. All right, that's fine. Eric, the enemy. He deserves a shot, but he's been getting interviews every year, every offseason, and obviously, Andy Reid gets a lot of credit for that offense. So maybe teams just aren't sold on him. I would have gave him a shot. I wish the Browns would have gave him a shot, but we'll see.
I just got one thing for us to ponder before we cut this off, and that's this. When you become a black head coach and a successful one, how many successful black head coaches have there been? Y'all can probably count, what, 2?
5.
2.5?
Yeah, Tony Dungy, you have Mike Tomlin.
And yeah, exactly.
Herschel.
That's before my time, baby.
My point is this. When you do become successful, especially Mike Tomlin, because he's been around, so I'm gonna pick on him. That's why I raised my finger when you mentioned him. Who is Mike Tomlinson's black tree? Did he groom? He's been there 14 years. He could have groomed an OC, a DC, somebody, and said, "Hey, I groomed this guy under my system. Y'all know I'm successful. Go out."
That's different. That's a different ballpark, though. That's different, though.
Yeah, that's a different animal, man.
No,
that's a different animal altogether.
If you want to get into that, then yes, he dropped the ball on that. You know what I'm saying? He should be an advocate. He should be an advocate for other guys.
Once we get the job, it's also up to us to also try to at least groom 1 or 2 guys that can be. Who ever heard of the Mike Tomlin tree? I don't even know if there's such a thing exists.
But you know the kind of guy Mike Tomlin is, though. That he's a no-nonsense guy. He just worried about his team. You know, he want his team to win. He don't care about none of that other stuff. I don't think he do anyway.
Oh, wait a minute. And I know we about to cut this, but was Marvin Lewis not a good head coach?
Yeah,
He's a
he
good
deserved
regular
to be.
season
He
head
deserved
coach.
to
I
be.
mean,
Right. Okay,
He
but
deserved
okay,
to be on that list.
now we want to
Cincinnati.
split if we want to split
Yeah.
the hairs, but I'm just saying, but
honorary
what do you?
mention.
Well, I'm gonna give you another one. Hold up, wait.
What? Hold on.
He
Wait.
had
Hold on.
Cincinnati. They had a
We
lot
can
of winning
debate
seasons
that
under him.
because he never won a playoff game in 14 years.
That's listen. If y'all say he's not, then he's not. That's fine. Jim
No,
Caldwell.
he is. I'm just joking.
Okay.
Wait,
Caldwell.
Jim Caldwell.
He went to the Super Bowl, didn't he?
Raw deal.
Yeah. And who did he lose to?
I can't remember.
Okay, but is he not a good coach?
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we don't.
He had that 1 year though. I mean,
Right.
and he had that 1 year, and then I mean, that's a tough one.
I get you.
Hey man, okay. I just threw the names out there. Lovey Smith.
Lovey Smith was a good coach.
Yeah, I like Lovey Smith. Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm up to 4. I'm up to 4. I'm out. Y'all said 2.
So let me ask this before we cut though. How many black coaches are offensively gifted and mind wise? You got Eric Bieniemy, you got Byron Leftwich, and then who else?
But see, so and again, I don't even know if they're offensive minded.
Leslie Frazier. You got
I thought Leslie Frazier. I thought Leslie Frazier was a defensive guy. I'm sorry, my fault.
Yeah, Leslie Frazier with Buffalo.
He's a defensive guy, right?
Yeah, defensive guy.
Yeah,
right. So I'm talking.
But you're just talking about on the offensive side of the ball.
Offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, teams also want offensive minded individuals, and there's not really a lot of. Go ahead.
But so here's the thing though. So you look at it. You just named Bieniemy and Leftwich.
Correct.
They probably you got Tom Brady and you got Mahomes. I would be a genius back there.
Right, they're newer guys.
That's not fair to Leftwich.
They're newer guys, and Byron Leftwich. He was there with he was offensive coordinator with the other quarterback that we're not gonna name.
Why not?
I was joking.
I'm like, why not? I like the kid.
If he didn't turn the ball over, Byron Leftwich would probably be a head coach somewhere. So that's why I don't want to name him. I'm just being honest, bro.
That's a blemish on his resume. Wait.